It's 2020. I don't have time for cute intros. I'm waking up dark and early, doing my videos, editing my videos, chasing babies, teaching kindergarten, and maybe finding some me time at the end of it all. So in the spirit of Vlogmas this time of year, I bring you a little Emily Awardsmas mini vlogs within the Emily Awards. Good morning, friends. I had to show you this little cute PJ outfit. I'm so influenced by Erica. I saw she had some cute PJs from that, it's a Shein, that website where everything's like crazy affordable and they have really cute holiday stuff. But it fits so well and it's so comfy, and it's Saturday morning, so I just pretty much always get up at the same time and get ready because I like to have that time. Drink my coffee and got a few little finishing touches to do on the first Emily Awards video before it gets posted.
Having one of Papa's birthday donuts.
Your meat project of the day.
Oh yeah, we are having a pork butt delivered sometime this morning. Gonna smoke that today.
This smoker has been fantastic.
Dynamite.
No, Bubba, no! Don't even think about it, Bubba!
There's some apple cider vinegar, apple juice, and a little bit of hot sauce.
I love you, Bubba. Oh, I just got done addressing some Christmas cards. Yay. Have you been loving the Polly Pocket Advent calendar this year? What did you get in your calendar today?
This.
What is that?
It's a little cottage.
Cute little cottage.
And there's
How
a little
fun.
door.
Each day they get to find the number and open up something. Oh, these girls look like they're having a great day. They've packed up the car. Got like 8 of them in there. Little pad thai for lunch. Portions are so big at Thai-D. This could feed me for at least 3 meals. And Bubba likes it too.
Mama.
Oh, are you gonna handle this? You got it?
I need a compact.
What one?
It's a narwhal.
Is that your favorite?
Yep. I'm gonna open a narwhal. They can play in there too.
That looks like a lot of fun.
Get the horn. See?
Totally forgot to vlog me eating the pulled pork sandwich, but it is amazing. I think Bub's got quite a bit here yet to pull, but it's really hot right now. And I don't think you have to be in Southern Illinois to get the 17th Street barbecue sauce. You can probably order it online, but it is so, so good. What are you smiling about over there? We're going out to look at Christmas lights.
Yes.
Woo! We did this last weekend. Hello! And Bub has some concerns about maybe it's cold outside.
He's definitely creeping on this gal that just wants to leave, and he's like, "Nah, it's too cold. You gotta stay here with me all night long."
Well, not everyone's the gentleman you are, Bub.
That's right.
What would you do?
I would say it's very cold. Perhaps I could give you a ride home.
Well, not everybody grew up in North Dakota able to brave the icy and snowy roads.
I'll be
So a
honest.
safer bet might just be to stay home.
Yeah, because he's definitely just legitimately concerned for this gal's safety.
McDonald's, may I take your order, please?
Hi, can we get 4 holiday pies and 2 medium peppermint mochas? All right, thank you.
We got pies. We got them pies.
Then buys and pies.
Spooky pies.
Mommy, I will share my pie with Papa.
You are an angel.
The Rudolph, the one-nosed reindeer, had a very shiny nose.
What's up? It's time for another round of Emily Awards. This is my part 2. If you haven't seen it, my awards for face will be linked below. Thank you so much for the amazing response to these awards every year. I so appreciate your comments, your feedback, your details on different products that you provide in the comments section. I think it provides a wealth of information to anyone watching, so you're a big part of that. Thank you so, so much. Really excited for the eyes portion this year. I'm doing a couple things a little differently. Well, first off, you know, if I don't have a favorite in a given category, I'm not gonna BS my way through giving you one. You know, I'm not going to dig deep for something that's not really like worthy of being in this video, you know, for me personally. Also, I'm doing it a little differently as far as eyeshadow. I'm going to give several favorites for drugstore and for high-end, but not really divided up into small palette, large palette, single shadow, all that. The favorites just kind of are what they are, and I feel like we're getting less and less of a distinction between small and large palettes. You know, some seem small, but maybe, you know, if they're over 12 shades, over 15 shades, it's very subjective. What is small, what is large? So I'm just gonna give some drugstore favorites and some high-end favorites. But I feel like, as a whole, drugstore is kind of slaying the eye game. There's a lot of situations where drugstore is doing it amazingly well. And in our first category for best eyeshadow primer, I mean, was there any question on this Milani eyeshadow primer? As you can see, this has been the state of many a tube of primer in my life from Milani. I use them 100% completely. I also love that, you know, it's a squeeze tube product, but the formula stays very consistent. So what you get out of the end of your tube is the same kind of formula you get at the beginning of a fresh tube. It's just a really great product. I would never be without it. I would never do an eye look without eye primer. So I get a very, very small amount. If you've watched any of my tutorials, you know it's a small amount between 2 fingers, and I pat it all over the lid. I get it in the crease area as well and up to the brow. And then once you think you've got that all patted in, continue patting a little bit because you might remove a little excess. I feel when you've got the sheerest amount on, then you are totally set for a more long wearing eyeshadow look and a more bold eyeshadow look. Everything you put on is going to cling and be a little more vibrant. This is going to make the most out of more inexpensive or less pigmented shadows. Whatever complaints you got about your eyeshadows, this can help take care of a lot of things. So I love that so, so much. And here's a case where I just don't have a high-end favorite for that category because that's really the best in my opinion. I think you can get the best for what, like $4 and change? Now we're gonna move on and talk about eyeshadow. And for drugstore, I've got like 4 things that I could not like pick between. I couldn't say this one's better than this other one. I couldn't narrow them down or leave any one of them out. First off, and I know these got a mention last year as well, the $5 palettes that Profusion makes. So these are a 10 color palette. As you can see, generously sized pans in these 10 color palettes. They sell at Walmart for $5, guys, and they are incredible. They're incredible because the formula is great, amazingly pigmented, really easy to use and blend, but also I feel like any of these that I've gotten, the compilation of shades, the balance of light and dark, matte and shimmer has always been really, really strong. So I think they're well thought out, and I think they're an absolute steal for what you get. This is the Smoky one. I remember doing like a Carrie Underwood inspired eye, among other things on this channel with this palette. I love this one with the little splash of warm. You got some shimmer, you got some matte. That's a great one if you're just looking for a little direction. A newer one they put out is called Bare, and I love, love, love this one for that natural, I'm not even trying kind of eye. Maybe you even pop this kind of an eye look on, but with a bold, thick lash, and it just looks so pretty. But love what's in here. One of those shades doubles as a nice face highlight, and then here's the violets one. Just gorgeous for purple. It's like you don't have to spend big money to get a beautifully pigmented purple palette with so many different variations on purple, so many different takes. I'm not saying some of Profusion's larger palettes aren't good, but the most jaw-droppingly impressive deal are certainly these 10 color palettes. Next up, I feel like I need to mention Catrice. This is the Basic Bay palette. I also have the Self-Made Bay, I believe it's called. Yeah, that's more of a berry one, but this one, for overall basics, love this. I'm really so impressed by the quality of Catrice eyeshadow palettes. They are so smooth. They are so easily blendable. They're kind of giving me a Milani vibe with what they've done here, because I know Milani has put out some palettes that look kind of similar, but it's like they're not trying to get gimmicky with the formula of these shades and give us things that are really flaky, really off the wall. The shimmers are smooth and they apply exactly like you would expect them to. No special technique, no special strategy to like keep them contained. Nothing is fussy in here whatsoever. If you are wondering about these palettes from Catrice, if you've been browsing Ulta's website and you're like, are they really that good? This one is great. I mean, this is probably just the most universal. It's not too terribly warm, not super cool either, just a nice neutral palette. I'll show you my other one here. This one I haven't had quite as long or used as much, but it's the Self-Made Bay. I'm even letting them win, and I don't love saying the word bay at all, but we've got some beautiful like deep rust colors, pinks, a range of kind of like deep rosy plums. Really pretty palette also, and just like this one, no strange flaky formulas that are going to make you feel like it's such a challenge to put them on. Like I could see somebody getting this one and using it every single day. Here's yet another neutral palette I feel like I need to mention because it contains so much. It's really good if you want like the full neutral gamut without buying a massive palette, and it's the Maybelline Nudes of New York. They really stepped up their game formula-wise with this palette, and I really appreciate how it's got everything from burgundy to plum to bronze and gold, warmer shades, cooler shades, got kind of like a dusty lilac in there. It's super user-friendly. I kind of feel the way I do about the Catrice, but this is a really nice just overall neutral sampling. This could be a nice place for like someone to start out with eyeshadow, you know, and get something like this and feel like, okay, I've got pretty much everything. I've got matte creamy shades in a couple of different tones here. I've got great shades to start it all out in the crease. I've got some shimmer. I've got matte, again with the berry vibes that I really, really like. So that has been a great palette this year. And finally, something that really came in at the end of the year and just impressed the pants off of me is the BH Cosmetics Naughty palette. I mean, this is not necessarily something that you're gonna just run into for $5 or something, but I would say it is drugstore price range as far as everything I'm talking about is concerned. And this palette, I mean, it is just a palette full of fun. The fun pops of color, the shimmer, the matte, the hundreds of different directions you could take a look in, you know, in here. And also you could get that muted everyday neutral eye still within this palette. Maybe the neutral eye with one pop, or maybe the all-out colorful fun look. It could be really anything you want it to be. They're so pigmented, and the quality I think will just blow your mind if you've not gotten familiar with BH Cosmetics and you're like, can it really be that good for that price? Yes, absolutely. This is a really, really impressive palette. I know it's received some raves from people other than me too, and for good reason. It's a really great palette. You know, if you're the type that wants to get a little bit more experimental and you're like, yeah, I got all those neutrals, give me something a little more fun, that's the fun one. For high end, I got 3 to mention here. The first one has been a type of palette I've really, really enjoyed this year, and it's the little palettes from bareMinerals. They're Gen Nude eyeshadow palettes. First off, the packaging, just, it's stunning. I love how it's kind of like a clear plastic over top, but it looks like there's some kind of beautiful texture underneath. That one looks like foamy waves coming up on the sand. This one looks sort of like a marble countertop. But these are really beautiful 6-color palettes. So this one called Copper has been kind of a favorite of mine. I love the little bit of green coming in, but beautiful shimmer. Also a great crease shade. This color called Truth is just awesome. Love that mauve. But if you've not experienced the texture of a bareMinerals pressed eyeshadow, it's really something special. They do a great job with super smooth, super pigmented, blendable shades. So I love that Copper one. The one that's called Neutral, I feel like so many people would enjoy. It veers a little rosy. I've always talked about having a couple different takes on rose gold here in the middle. One being a little warmer, one a little cooler, but it's a very nicely balanced, basic palette. Again, I'm not going to be shouting out favorites when, you know, there's oddball shadows in there that are going to be hard to work with or just give you grief as you try to put them on. I want ease. I want happiness in application. I want something that's really just going to feel like you're floating through the look, and that's that kind of palette. I'd also like to give a shout out to Viseart this year. Viseart is a brand of eyeshadow that I feel you really can't go wrong with. They've got like tiers of stuff that they're doing. They've got the Petite Pros, which I think are brilliant, tiny size palettes. They've really come out with quite a few different color variations of those. And by the way, if you don't see the biggest selection on Sephora's website, consider Beautylish. Beautylish carries a lot of Viseart as well. But they've got larger, like $80 palettes. That's kind of where they started. A lot of stuff for makeup artists and whatnot that I think the mainstream really latched onto because it's such good quality and so amazing. But a sector of their brand that I've really enjoyed this year have been their edit sized palettes. So they're about yay big. They're bigger than a Petite Pro, but the size of the shadow pans inside are really pretty small. Like they would be about the size of what's in the Petite Pros. So you're not getting a ton of shadow product, but you're getting a nice variety here, as you can see in a 12 color palette. And I really, really love this one. This is the one I decided to wear today. This is the Paris edit. You may remember it from a bit earlier on in the year, but I think this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous eyeshadow palette. What a beautiful gift for someone. Like it just feels fancy. I love opening it up and you got that mirror there. The fold around packaging has always appealed to me. You can also easily pop these pans out if you'd like to store them elsewhere. But from the plums into the peaches, I love a plum and peach eye combo, so that obviously speaks to me. Some more basic neutrals, some coppery shades, a rose gold that is like, is that not the mother of all rose gold? So pretty. And another thing that makes this look really interesting, have you ever done a look that has like a really cool bluish gray paired with a light icy pink? That's an incredible combo there. So this one's really gorgeous, and I'm wearing it today with some of the matte plum, a little bit of this color as well, this sort of shimmery, murky purple shade, some of the peach blending out the crease, and I did use some of that really bright pink. Bright in the sense of not hot pink, but just shiny. It's a brightening shade, and I've got some of that on my lid. I love working with that palette. Another great option is the dark edit. I think this one is still available, but I mean, like, look at those shades. Look at the intensity. If you like rich, warm shades, but you also appreciate how beautiful purple and a deep dark navy can be in with that warmth, that is true, like, sunset color. Sometimes we just think it's all warmth, or it's all warmth and a little purple. No, there's still, like, sometimes deep blues in the sky and really rich colors, and this just is a rich, rich palette. The shimmers here are so, so beautiful, but I've also gone in and done some fully matte looks where I really concentrated on the warmth, but also bringing in either the plums or the navy. It's such a nice palette. But again, you're experiencing that Viseart quality at a little lower price with those. The last high-end palette that I need to mention has been just a brilliant and beautiful palette this year, and it's Sigma's Corte Rosa. If you keep up with my channel regularly, you know this got some love, you know, earlier in the year, but this was a palette that actually kind of got me out of a funk of not really loving to do a lot with my eyes, and then I got this palette in and suddenly eyes were my thing again. Like it's so much fun to blend these shades together. You've got the pinks and the berries and the warmth. You can also sidestep that if you would just like more of a basic neutral look. They give you dark brown, which anchors things really well, but you've also got this berry that is just dynamite. Everything you would need to set up a crease, gorgeous shimmery pops that really just absolutely sing on the eyes. I just have no complaints about this palette. Some might see it and say, well, that's similar to Modern Renaissance. I've talked before about how, yeah, it does have some similarities, but it's not the same palette. And let's not forget, it comes with a double-ended, fully usable, you know, great Sigma brush. So this was a palette that this year really invigorated my love for doing eyeshadow, and I think it is one of the prettiest palettes of the year. Best eyeliner. Okay, well, there's really one best eyeliner. There's maybe a lot of decent eyeliners out there, but that's not what the Emily Awards is. I'm trying to give you the best, and it's the Milani Stay Put Matte 17-hour wear. Survived childbirth. Need I say more? And another day also on top of that. You can get it in a dark brown shade. This is the black I've repurchased. It's a truly waterproof eyeliner, and there are so many. There's an embarrassing amount of eyeliners out there that call themselves waterproof that aren't even close. And yes, I know there's much bigger problems in the world, but then we get a little commission for calling out brands who lie about the claims of their products. But this is basic, what I call inkwell design eyeliner. It's got a little flexibility at the tip, which is important. There are some line eyeliners of this style that are just a little too firm, and that really hinders their ability to just glide easily across the lash line. This one has that little flexibility toward the tip, so I can go from inner to outer corner no problem. Fantastic pigmentation. I'm wearing it today. You can wing it out very easily, but the most important thing is you do not have to worry about what's happening in here, what's happening with your wing. If you have a watery eye day, if you have a teary eye day, it's staying in place, no doubt. And I don't really have other eyeliners to mention because I haven't been using a lot of other kinds of eyeliners. It's not like I'm wearing this, or sometimes I'm wearing pencils. I'm very rarely reaching for a pencil, if I'm honest. If you need to know some good pencils, I could tell you that, but like it's either this usually, or I'm going without liner and doing just a shadow and mascara kind of day. But this is the ultimate best. Like I could, again, give you a few things that are close to this, but this is the best. And staying power is a huge part of it. If your eyeliner isn't lasting, like what do you have? I need it to get me through an entire day that starts very early and usually goes to about 10. Lash primers, got 2 picks for you here. The Essence Volume Booster Lash Primer has probably been the best one that I've discovered from the drugstore. It really started working great for me when I took one of y'all's advice to not put too much lash primer on the lashes before you start like doing your mascara. Like you don't need to feel like you need to apply multiple coats of this stuff. Apply the bare minimum amount, which is really like the advice for so many products, getting so many different things to work well for you. Don't apply too much. Concealer, eye primer, lash primer now. Get a little bit on, like make sure every lash gets some and then stop. And then put on your mascara, and I feel like it beefs up most any mascara. When you get too much on, I think you risk a couple things. You risk clumping your own lashes together and getting the look of less lashes, but you can also risk the mascara that you're using not being able to really smoothly coat over all that, okay? Especially if that tube of mascara has a little age on it and it's not super duper juicy, it might have a hard time coating up too much of this. So use a little bit, but I think you'll enjoy the effects, and it can definitely beef up most other mascaras that you have. My high-end pick is really the mother of all lash primers, and it's doing things that I think help our curl holding ability, that help the actual texture of our lashes. It wasn't till this year, I've used this thing for years, and it wasn't till this year that I realized why I think this works so well. This is called Little Black Primer from Estee Lauder. Has a little black brush and a little curve, and when you put this on your lashes, I think what it does is it kind of texturizes your lashes just a little bit. It won't look like it's doing much, but it can allow our little lashes to more effectively grab on to, in some cases, a really wet mascara formula that might just slick right on through and not really hang on and build, but it helps mascaras build onto your lashes because I think it gives it texture. It also helps hold curl, so if you gave your lashes a good curl and you feel like they're kind of curl resistant, get some of this on there right away, and in that regard it's helping you. Also, if you want to use this as a top coat over any mascara you put on to help resist the flaking and the smudging, I am convinced that it helps in that respect also. So this one, if you would like thicker lashes, some more length also, but just a bigger lash look out of most mascaras, try the Essence. But if you've got concerns like curl holding, flaking and smudging, and like I said, just getting mascaras to feel like they're grabbing on and actually building on your lashes, the Little Black Primer is amazing. Now we gotta move on to just plain old mascaras. Another thing I've really realized this year is why I like the mascaras I like. I think they end up working out for me because they build quick. If I have to spend a lot of time going through my lashes, if it's gonna take me a lot of work to build them up, I don't have enough lashes to allow me to go through and through and through and still have separation. You get a separation sweet spot and then you keep going and they start just teaming up and you look like you've got very few lashes. So I need a pretty quick build that's not gonna make me rake through a bunch of times. So there are 2 things that give me that. I think number 1, L'Oreal's Lash Paradise. It's kind of like a natural bristle brush with a very subtle hourglass shape, a little bit of a pinch in there in the center part of it. Definitely fashioned after Too Faced Better Than Sex, but to me it wears better than that one, and I do think it attempts to hold the curl a little bit better than that one on me also. But it does exactly what I said. It beefs up the lashes quickly without me having to go through it a whole lot. And then Superhero is my gold standard, y'all. Like, this one really does it best. And another great thing about it, it dries more quickly. I think the quick dry and the quick build of this mascara are what make it most friendly to those of us who have trouble with curl holding. Because think about it, if it's getting weighty and staying wet a long time on your lashes, I feel like it's gonna be more likely to just pull them down. Here, if it can get on and kind of freeze, think about a freezing hairspray or something like that. It's important. I'm wearing that today. I love my Superhero. It's really the kind of thing, even though you're trying a lot of different mascaras and you're trying to be a beauty YouTuber and try all the things, you still want to have this on hand because this is just great for those days. I really love it when I'm not even planning to do any eyeliner. Maybe I've done a little bit of light shadow and then the lashes really stand out a lot. When you put this on, you got no eyeliner and they're just like va-va-voom. I love it. Okay, we got best brow products. I've got two different kinds of drugstore options. One of them is the Instant Lift Brow Pencil from e.l.f. Incredible value here for $2. You're getting a retractable pencil that I wear in the shade Neutral Brown, and it's a little thicker than your skinniest brow pencils. Think about ABH Brow Wiz, and then there have been a zillion and one copycats of that. Okay, they're all basically the same. It might just come down to what brand gives you the best shade range. That could make you be maybe a little more discerning about what brand you go for, what price you pay for it, but there are so many great skinny brow pencils, and it doesn't have to be a high-end brand, but this one is a little bit thicker than the skinniest, and I think it just makes the process faster, frankly. I like the texture of it. I like that it's not too dry, but not too creamy. It doesn't feel like it goops the brow. It's just a very quick, easy process. Plus you got that spoolie on the other end that you can help rake it through with. But this is, I believe, e.l.f.'s best-selling brow pencil, and for good reason there. But I do want to mention another option for those who might be looking for a pomade, and I think the most user-friendly pomade is the Maybelline Tattoo Studio, which I wear in the shade Ash Brown. It's going to come with an angled brush and a spoolie on the other end, and this one last year too. I mean, this was mentioned last year. I'm wearing it in my brows today. I feel like what makes this easy is that this pomade is not too creamy. It's not quite as creamy as e.l.f.'s. It's not quite as creamy as ABH Dip Brow, and for that reason it's a little bit harder to go wrong with it. Like, you pick some up on your brush, you rake it through, and you don't feel like, oh my gosh, that escalated quickly. Like, you can pace yourself a little bit better with this, and I feel like it has better hold actually in this product alone than pretty much any brow pomade I have used. So if you're looking for sort of a two-in-one effect, it's great for that too. But one brow thing that I will mention from a high-end brand that has stolen my heart this year has been this double-ended pencil from Anastasia. So we're talking a matte end here that I use in my lower inner rim to brighten up. It always had been a product from Wet n Wild, a little something called Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Highlight, and I stopped being able to find that, so I moved on to this. But then I realized how much I love having the highlighter end too, which is really pretty. I've got it around my inner corner today. I've got it on the Cupid's bow area. You can wear it as highlight. I really did some multitasking with this in that video where I did the 5-product face, and you know, it turned this into eyeshadow, turned it into highlighter, every other little need I might have on the face. This is a great little thing to have in your makeup arsenal. Now, last category in this video is best brow gel, and again, another like kind of multi-year favorite here, the Almay Brow Styler. The short story on this is that it's the best hold ever, and your brush will never come out over gooped. It's just a really skinny brush, and you just take that through your brows. It does have some tint. Could this fill in your brows on its own? It can. Not as precisely or as pigmented a manner as you're going to get out of a pencil, but if you don't need much on your brows, this could fill them in. You can use the tip to actually kind of go in there and fill them, but primarily this is incredible hold. I don't need any, I already put it on, but I love this stuff so much. It will surprise you. You don't need a lot of product. It's not like, okay, I need to go rake to get the hold. You will feel it. You will actually feel the hairs holding in place like none other. It's a great bargain. But for high end, I do love the Glossier Boy Brow, and if I were to just use a brow gel like this, if you want to call it that, to do my brows and just use a product like this alone, this does it best. I wear it in brown. You're going to get a really little bitty brush that reminds you of like Benefit Gimme Brow, but the texture in this product, it does the best solo brow gel fill-in for me. It's a little bit less of a gel, like transparent light thing, and a little bit more of of a cream that's just using that mascara wand format as the vehicle to get it on. It's made my life easier on a number of occasions because it does have some hold, but I've got a decent amount of brow to start with, and this can make the process very, very simple in one step if you want it to be that way. So my friends, that's my video on eyes. I'm kind of getting to the end of this and thinking, should I have included a cream shadow category? I really haven't been using a ton of cream shadows, but I'll shout out a couple things here. Mally Evercolor shadow sticks. CoverGirl, I think they're called True Naked shadow sticks, also wear very well. Those are the kinds of things you can put on the eyes and they don't smudge or go anywhere. So there's your little bonus category. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some great product recommendations, and I am so excited for the lips video coming up next. Thank you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.